Kimberly Lipan. Gipan. Ma'am Akim Joanna Hernandez. Ma'am Emily Aguilon. Miss Emily De La Cruz. Robson Alfante. And my brother, my kuyang. It's my honor to finally meet you, sir. Senro Rodel Boyles, be included in the question hour for today's session.
May we know the Honorable Vargas, the subject matter?
This is relative to the expression of support by the municipal government of Nauhan for the declaration of Mount Gimparay located in Barangay San Andres as a local conservation area. They will be presenting for our consideration and perusal matters relative to this particular.
Is there any objection for the inclusion of the said subject matter? Hearing none, the said subject matter is included for today's question hour as item 10.01.
Bilang mapapatuloy, mahal na tagapagpadaloy, maaari ko po bang tanungin ng aking mga kasama sa plenaryong ito kung meron pa po kayong susob o gustong idagdag sa mga paksang tatalakayin para sa sesyon ngayong araw. Kung wala na po, Ginoong Tagapangulo, I would like to respectfully move for the approval of today's order of business.
There's a motion for the approval of the order of business for today's session. Is there in a second? Seconded by the Honorable De Villa and the Honorable Nagutom. Are there any objections? Hearing none, the motion is approved. We now proceed with the, since no one availed the privilege hour, we now proceed with the question hour.
Ginoong Tagapangulo, for us to be able to accommodate and hear our resource speakers for today's session, may respectfully move to lift or suspend the internal rules of proceedings relative thereto.
The internal rules of procedure is now suspended.
At maaari po bang tanongin sino po sa ating mga bisita ang magpe-presenta muna po? Okay po.
Sige po, dyan po kayo, Sir Rodel Boyles. Magandang umaga po.
Bayan ng Nauhan, Municipality of Nauhan. So, we're here po to present yung proposal natin to declare Mount Gimparay as local conservation area. If you may recall, a resolution was already passed last year, November 28. That is Resolution 514, Series of 2025, supporting the declaration of such the area as a local conservation area. So, ang purpose po natin ngayon is to present to you kung ano po yung local conservation area for everybody's knowledge. At we are actually gearing towards, we request this body to assist us in pursuing the resolution to ripen that into an ordinance. Kasi po, that is what we need po para mailagay natin.
Sir, lapit lang daw po ng mic para...
Yeah, para po mas mailagay natin yung management regime doon sa ating local conservation area. I have here my staff po para mag-present what is the local conservation area, ano po yung mga enabling laws, ano yung mga legal basis natin why we have to do that, at saka yung advantages nito para sa local government unit. So may ano po, Kimberly Giban to present with
Sir, with regard with this said presentation, can we limit it to at least 15 minutes? Kaya po ba?
Kaya, yes.
Kaya po. Thank
Yes
you
po,
po.
Mr. Tali.
And kasi ito po ay hindi naman natin matatapos sa araw na ito. Since
Yes.
iba po may request po tayong legislation, ay ito naman po pwede din nating i-tackle din sa committee. Ano po,
Yes.
at least mabigyan lang kami ng brief background kung ano po yung kailangan. Sige po, Madam.
Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Ayan. Magandang umaga po. So kami po, ang purpose po namin ngayon ay maibigay po sa inyo yung kahalagahan po ng Mount Kimparay bilang local conservation area. So next po. Ayan, ang local conservation area po, ito po ay locally declared. So declared po siya ng local government unit as an area po, as a conservation area na ang pinakang layunin po is protektahan yung ating pong natural resources and biodiversity. So sa case po ng Mount Kimparay, nandun po yung ating Tamaraw and other native biodiversity along po with our IPs po ng ating mga mangyan. It covers areas with high ecological value. So yun nga po, ito po ay outside NIPAS, so hindi siya protected area, pero kailangan niya ng conservation dahil siya po ay within key biodiversity area. Next po. Yun po ating mga legal na basehan. Meron po tayong national commitment, yung Philippine Biodiversity Strategy and Action Plan, updated po FY 2024 to 2040 or the PBSAP. So by 2040 po, ang goal po ng Target 3 ay magkaroon po ng 24% na terrestrial and inland water na mako-conserve po ng designated governance and management bodies na sa ating pong sitwasyon ngayon for Mount Kimparay, ito po ay ang LGU and ang partners po. Next po. Okay, sa local government code po, RA 7160. So mandato po na magkaroon ng shared responsibility si LGU at ang national government po sa pagko-conserve po natin, pag-protect po natin ang ating ecological balance. Next po. Ayan, DANR, DILG, JMC, Joint Memorandum Circular Number 2003-01, and strengthening the DNR, DILG, LGU partnership on devolved and other forest management functions. So ganun din po, binibigyan po tayo ng shared responsibility po para po protektahan pangasiwaan yung ating forest resources. Next po. And meron po tayong Tamaraw Conservation and Management Action Plan or the TCMAP FY 2024 to 2033. Under Goal 11 po ay balak po natin or gustuhin natin na magkaroon ng Alangan Tamaraw Protected Landscape. Under ICCA, LCA, so yun po yung ating target local conservation area for protection measures. So next po. So ano po ba yung mga layunin? Bakit merong local conservation area? Una po ay gusto po nitong protektahan yung ating important wildlife species po at yung kanilang tirahan. So sa case po natin, ang tirahan po ng Tamaraw ay ang Mount Kimparay. And along with that po, gusto po nating i-protect, i-preserve ang ating ecological integrity at ma-enhance po yung ating climate resilience, mitigation po ng climate change, para din po ma-reduce yung disaster risk, resilience na rin po ng bayan ng Nauhan at ng surrounding municipalities po. Ayun po. Yun po ang pinakang layunin ng LCA at para protection na rin po at preservation po ng culture and tradition po ng ating mga kasamahang mangyan. Next po. Ito po yung mapa ng Mount Kimparay. So yun pong color red, yun po yung boundary ng mismong Mount Kimparay. Yun pong color purple, yun po yung part po ng Mount Kimparay or portion ng Mount Kimparay na nasasakupan po ng Nauhan. So sa loob po ng Nauhan, meron po 1,367.1753 hectares po na nasasakupan na part ng Kimparay po within Nauhan. So yun po yung dineclare natin last year as local conservation area. So bakit po importante ang Mount Kimparay? Dahil nasabi ko na nga po kanina, dahil po sa Tamaraw na napatunayan na po na nakikita dito. Meron pong Tamaraw na may 46 to 60 counts po. And native biodiversity, yung mga birds and other species pa po. And of course, yung mga puno, halaman within that. And yung ancestral domain po at culture at tradisyon ng mga indigenous people po. Next po. Ayan, so ito po yung inner Mindoro, gitnang Mindoro na tirahan ng Tamaraw. So dun po sa legend, yung color green na tinuturo po ng arrow, yun po yung Mount Kimparay. So ibig sabihin po na green siya, meron pong confirmed na presence po ng Tamaraw. Next po. Ito naman po yung pinapakita yung CAD-T at saka CAD-C po. Yung pong color white, dun po sa loob ng color red na boundary na polygon, yun po yung portion ng Nauhan. And nasa loob po siya ng CAD-T number 098. And meron pong konting part na pumasok po sa CAD-C number 086. Next po. Ayan. Ang Gimparay po as local conservation area, ito po ay officially na-declare as LCA po through Nauhan Resolution, SB Nauhan Resolution number 415, 514-2025, or the resolution declaring Mount Gimparay located in the municipality of Nauhan, Oriental Mindoro as LCA. Na-approve po ito noong November 28 po. Next po. And ito po yung resolution. Last year po yan. Next po. And along with that po, meron po tayong Sangguniang Bayan of Nauhan Resolution number 299-2025. Ito po ay resolution expressing the municipal government of Nauhan's full support for the declaration. So ito po yung nauna noong August po ito. And sinundan po ito ng Sangguniang Barangay of San Andres Nauhan Resolution number 45-2024. Resolusyong nagpapahayag ng buong suporta ng Sangguniang Barangay ng San Andres Nauhan Oriental Mindoro at mga mamamayan nito sa deklarasyon ng Mount Gimparay sa bahagi ng Nauhan. Ito po yung noong October 2025. Next po. Next po. Yan. So bakit kailangan po nating magkaroon ng ordinance? Yun po kasing resolution last year, 2025. Yun po yung una nating step. And ngayon po ay inilalapit po namin sa inyo na ma-institutionalize po siya. Number one, para po ma-establish natin yung official boundaries po ng local conservation area. Pangalawa po, ma-define natin ano ba yung management responsibilities, sino-sino ba dapat ang involved. And magkaroon po ng funding, magkaroon tayo ng projects for the protection po ng Mount Gimparay. Ma-regulate natin yung mga activities na ipinagbabawal kung mayroon man. And pinaka-importante po, masupport natin long-term, so pang matagalang panahon, yung conservation, yung pangasiwat pangalaga natin for Mount Gimparay. Next po. Yan, so potential benefits po, meron po siyang benefit for environment. Nabanggit na po natin kanina yung preservation natin, lalo na po sa Tamaraw. Sa economic benefits naman po, kapag may funding na po, pwede po tayong magkaroon ng livelihood for the community. Tamaraw wardens, forest guards, guides, or porters po, socio-cultural po, environmental education, and pinakamahalaga po yung sa ating IP communities. Ma-preserve po yung kanilang culture and tradition. And sa governance naman po, stronger LGU leadership, magkaroon ng access to funding, mas effective na management, magkaroon ng management body, at yung compliance po natin to national biodiversity commitments. Next po. Ayan, at way forward po, so sa pagpapatuloy po natin, along po with the ordinance, number one po is magkaroon tayo ng technical working group, TWG. Diyan po ay imamap out natin sino po yung mga members ng TWG and sino po yung mga magkakapartner. Number two, preparation of Mount Gimparay Local Conservation Area Management Plan. At pangatlo po, pagkakaroon po natin ng Management Council for Mount Gimparay LCA. Ayan. Yun po yung aming presentation.
Thank you po.
Madam, for the record po, madam, yung pangalan niyo po.
Kimberly Ann Hipan po.
Okay. Thank you po, Ma'am Kimberly. The Honorable Michael Vargas is recognized.
Magandang umaga po. Actually po, sigurado may katanungan po dito mamaya si IPMR kasi kung matatandaan po, ito po nung isang taon ay napag-usapan po natin kasama po ang ating kagalang-galang Honorable Alan M. Balbacal. Po. Kaya po nagkaroon ng isang resolusyon para dito. Mayroon na lamang pong mga paglilinaw, puti po at nandito po kayo. Siguro i-discuss na lang natin yung ibang matters doon sa technical working group. Ano po? Kasi ho, doon sa resolution, si Consel Banlugan na lang po magtatanong doon kasi alam po yun na itatanong niya. Ang sa amin lamang po dito na gustong malinawan, ano po, relative po doon sa conservation at sa gagawin nating conservation plan. Ano po technically or meron po bang financial considerations na kailangan i-considera ng munisipyo tungkol po dito? Yun lamang po muna siguro ang aking katanungan kasi lahat naman po ay mapapag-usapan natin sa TWG. Sir?
Your Honor, sir, actually po, kaya nga po institutionalize natin kasi pinapalakas na natin yung mga LGUs na by virtue of 7160 ano po, para i-manage yung mga sarili-sarili nating mga important habitats and wildlife. So that's one concern why we have to institutionalize ano po, that is to provide at least support fund. At kagandahan po niyan, kagaya po nabanggit natin kanina, sa ordinance, makakapag-spell out natin kung sino members ng management regime natin. Ano, it's a partnership between the national government, LGUs. Ang gusto lang natin is magkaroon ng pooling of resources in order for us to facilitate yung mga activities intended for the protection and conservation of the species found in Mount Gimparay. Ang Gimparay po ang adjacent to. Kasi yung pong pinakitang mapa kanina, ano lang yun yung iniikutan lang sa una pong rapid assessment. Pero alam naman po natin, napakamubay yung tama raw na the associated species biodiversity. So umiikot po yan, marami po yan. So yun po, that is one of the primary concern why we have to institutionalize to an ordinance yung ating.
Maraming pong salamat, Kuyang Sir. Mas importante po siguro ang katanungan ni Kagalang-Galang Roelio Cabugan.
Thank you po. The Honorable IPMR, our Indigenous Peoples Mandatory Representative from Barangay Paitan is recognized.
Pagbati po ng isang magandang umaga, Inong Tagapangulo. Sa ating pong mga bisita, magandang umaga po. Sa ating mga kasama sa panunungkulan, magandang umaga po. Ako po'y mayroon din pong itatanong. At ito po'y naitanong ko na po minsan. At sa tingin ko, napagkasunduan naman. Pero muli po ngayon ay aking itatanong kung bakit po ang nakalagay sa resolusyon ay nasa parte ng Barangay San Andres. Bagaman ito'y nasaklaw ng mga lupaing ninuno at may mga katutubong saklaw ang Barangay Banuton at Barangay Kaburo sa naturang lugar. At ang naninirahan po doon ay pawang mga katutubo na napakalayo naman po sa Katagalugan. Ito po ay minsan ko nang natanong, dapat sana hindi po saan nasasaklaw ng Barangay San Andres. May record man lamang po sa barangay ng Katutubo sapagkat ito din po ay may barangay na katutubo sa naturang lugar. Tayo naman pong bayan ng Nauhan ay may barangay na nakapangalan sa Banuton, barangay na nakapangalan sa Kaburo. Ang lugar pong ito ay saklaw ng lupaing ninuno at ang naninirahan po doon ay mga katutubo na hindi naman po sa San Andres nasasaklaw. Noon po nasabi ko na po ito. Pabor po ang aking mga kababayan na magkaroon tayo ng local conservation tungkol dito. Pero yung nakapangalan naman po sanang nakakasaklaw ay pagkaloob naman po natin sa katutubo upang magka-record din naman ang ating mga barangay na katutubo mula sa ating mga tanggapan ng pamahalaan, lalo na po sa ating DNR. Ito po ay minsan ko na pong nasabi. Bago pa man ma-approve niyang resolusyon, ay nabanggit ko na po. Nagtataka po ako bakit po nakalagay pa rin ang Barangay San Andres.
Sir Rodel, if you may.
So maraming salamat po sa katanungan nating kinatawan mula sa sa IP po. Yun nga po, yun ang layunin natin kung bakit tayo magkakameron ng ordinance. Kasi sa ordinance, nabanggit ko kanina, may management regime, yan across all yung sectors na kasali. Yung una po natin kasing resolution ng una ay parang supporting lang yung importance ng LCA. Actually, nag-conduct po kami ng community consultation. Nagkataon na sa San Andres naganap, pero tinawag po natin lahat ng mga representatives. From there, kasi ang sinabi naman natin noong una, ang Gimparay kasi, it transcends beyond barangay boundaries hindi mo na, kasi ang mga hayop pumapasok, so walang particular na boundaryhan. Pero once ginawa natin yung ordinance, magkakameron tayo di po ba ng mapa, meets and bounds, and then magkakameron tayo ng ground routing, ma-identify natin. So, yung partnership, makikita natin kung sino talaga dapat members. Pero at least, doon tayo nagsimula sa isang resolution ng support na ginanap sa isang lugar, and then natutunan po yung mga IPs at pumayag naman sila at na-appreciate nila ang kalahagahan ng isang LCA. So, yung po ang gagawin natin, masasagot po dito pag nagsagawa tayo ng ordinance. Kasi, identify natin. And in fact, ito po isyong lumabas doon, pero sabi ko nga, ang pamamahala naman sa Tamaraw, wala namang boundaryhan kasi lumabas na there is an ongoing issue between two barangays doon po as to regarding yung boundary. So, isa siguro sa pwedeng later on matakil yun, madala. Pero mas maganda pang meron po tayong avenue para pag-usapan yung mga bagay na yun.
Tama, sir. Before we proceed with any more questions from the members, baka po may ipe-present pa si Madam. Kayo po? Wala na po. Wala po. Sir, okay na po kayo sa presentation ninyo. So, siguro last few questions from the members. The Honorable Jaffa Dalagan.
Maraming salamat nga, Mr. Chair. Good morning po sa mga taga-San. Ang tanong ko lang naman, Mr. Chair, yung tungkol sa Tamaraw. Sa tingin niyo po ba ito yung nadadagdagan o hindi na nadadagdagan? Estimate niyo, may lang pati yung Tamaraws natin doon. Yeah, meron.
Hello. Yeah. Specific office po ng DENR na namamahala yung Tamaraw Conservation Program. Merong confirmed na habitat itong Iglit Bako. Lagi po nagsasagawa ng counting doon taon-taon at base po doon sa huling Tamaraw count, nag-increase yata ang number by 12%. So it's above 400 plus something. Pero may mga sector din naman na, kasi yun may mga metodolohiya pong ginagamit, yung simultaneous multi-vantage point count. Pero meron yung mga may limitation kasi hindi mo naman talaga. Mas maganda yung sinasabi ng iba na proposal na satellite telemetry, may mga ganun po. Pero yung pong method na ina-apply ng isang kapartner din ng TCP, sinasabi na more than 300 yung Tamaraw. So kailangan i-harmonize po yon. At ang sabi po kasi sa IUCN, ang isang confirmed habitat metapopulation, para mo masabi ng hindi na yung conservation status ay hindi na siya critically endangered, at least sa isang confirmed habitat may 250 adults. So in this case, kung yung lumabas na number na 400 plus 300 is a hopeful figure. Ano po? Kasi lampas ng 250 yung adults. So yun lang, kailangan pag-aralan kung if still ang Tamaraw is critically endangered. At bukod po doon, yung Gimparay, territorial po yan. May kanya-kanya po kasing lugar yan. So, may teritoryo siya. So, may meta-population yan. Hindi pwedeng magsasama. Though minsan, siguro yung mga anthropogenic pressures, yung pressure ng tao, posibleng magsama sila. Pero most of the time, pag kayo po yung naka-experience na pupunta sa Iglit, pag magkaaway po ang dalawang bull na may harem, may collection of females, ay wala pong tigil ang pag-aaway niyan. So, gano'n ang nangyayari. Yun ang behavior niya. It's interesting actually. So, ini-encourage ko po kayo lahat na sana'y makarating mag-hike sa Mount Siglit Baco National Park para makita ang Tamaraw natin ng personal. Yan lang po yan. Madaling
Any other questions? The Honorable Jun Bugarin.
Magandang umaga po. Yung po bang Mount Impare na declared as a forest land area?
Actually po, ang Gimparay ay forest land.
Declared po siya.
Opo, as classified. Sa ating pong constitution, meron tayong 4 na classification ng lupa: forest land, agricultural land, mineral lands, and national parks. Siya po ay within forest land. So pag pamahanage ng minemaintain na ng Estado in partnership with the local government unit. Hindi po siya po ay classified as forest land. Oh, kagandahan po yung kasi maganda po yung tanong ni Negosyan kasi kung nasa agricultural land yan, tipong may titulo, we have to of course include yung sa management regime yung mga taong may titulo dyan na apektuhan. So that's another thing, another approach po kung paano natin mapapasama sa conservation.
Kaya natanong ko, Mr. Chair, kasi we have Dinawan na National Park, ano po. So, similar siya doon sa protection na hinihingi. Kasi kung maaabuso, parang that is the intention, ano po.
Opo. Mapunta po tayo doon, tama po, sa Nauhan Lake. Ang Nauhan Lake natin ay 21,655 hectares. Kaso po may mga titulado na doon noong 1930s pa. So nagsagawa tayo ng, di ba, nung second round ng in-identify natin yung may mga private property rights. So naalis na po yan at ang ating total na lang is about 11,200 hectares. So from 21 to 11,000. Dinalis na po yung may mga titulo. So para hindi tayo matulad sa buhol.
So I'm asking, kasi doon po sa lugar, kung may mga nagtatanim doon sa...
Opo. Tama.
So malaman po natin, so today, baka may mga tao na... Kasi ang understanding ko po doon sa atin sa Nauhan National Park, bawal kang pumasok without the permission coming from, I think,
Pag walang permit, yes.
walang permit. So dito po ba, may observe na kayo na may pumapasok?
Well, yun po ang itatantuin natin, i-evaluate natin. Then pag declare natin sa as LCA, titingnan natin yung maglalagay tayo ng mga prohibited acts. Prohibited acts. So that's a good point po yung tanong.
So similar po yung application.
Apo, protected area po lang. It's nagkataon lang na instrument is locally declared. Pero once locally declared, formally declared, nire-recognize po ito ng national government by the DA na isang full-blown PA. Until, mas maganda kung, kasi, kaya pong kagandahan ng LCA, kung makita niyo po kanina sa mapa, di ba mayroong parte ng Occidental. Pag LCA kasi nga po yun, doon papasok yung provision natin ng pagpupondo, yung tanong ni Councilor kanina, Vargas kanina, na tungkol sa funding. So, ngayon, ang ginagawa natin, LCA muna, para lahat ng mga munisipyo, isasama sa EIP nila as much as possible para maprotektahan, hindi nagalo-halo. Kasi kung ito yung magiging isang protected area na lalampas na sa mga boundaries ng LGUs, so national government na po ang supposedly mag-finance. So in this case po, itong lugar na ito, hindi siya PA. Wala siyang control. So nasa loob pa siya ng forest land. So napaka-vulnerable po niya sa abuse at saka sa destruction from anthropogenic pressures. So yun. So kailangan lagyan natin ng ganun para meron tayong net and meron tayong protection.
Last na follow-up lang po. So pwede pong maging kasi sa local conservation, so kumbaga local ang gagawa. So pwede po maging source ng tourism project.
Actually, yes po. Yes po. Opo. Di ba magkakameron tama raw ng tayong local conservation area plan. Siyempre, natural naman yan sa nangyayari ngayon. Medyo pag nagpondo tayo dyan, tayo may specific source din ng income, di ba? Ating income ng LGU, hindi naman so minimal. So we can, actually, para din siyang protected area, mag-open tayo, maglagay tayo din ng business plan for tourism. And then, lahat ng revenue na may generate natin from that, pwedeng portion of it, LGU man to pwedeng LGU din na makdikta. Portion yun will be used for operations and portion sa coffers na sa treasury or sa pondo ng LGU. So, ganun po. Nasa sa atin po yan. Pwede pong lapatan.
So thank you po. Maliwanag po, Mr. Chair.
Thank you po. Any further questions? Hearing none. Sir, okay na rin po kayo? Sir Rodan? Okay na po. The Honorable IPMR. Sorry po.
Yung tungkol sa ibang pagpapaunlad po, bago po sana mangyari yun. Isa pong kahilingan na yung address po sana may siguro natin na ito'y sa lugar ng mga katutubo. Dahil wala naman po talagang ibang makakarating at makakapag-desisyon doon nang hindi dumadaan sa katutubo. Unang-una po yung FPIC process. Kaya nararapat po sana na ito po ay may lagay sa barangay na mayroon tayong katutubo na nakakasaklaw, Banuton o kaya Kaburo. Huwag naman po sanang sa ibang barangay ipangalan. Pagkat ito po ay mawawala ang karapatan ng isang nakatirang katutubo sa lugar. Yun lamang po kung sakaling magkakaroon tayo ng ordinansa at iba pang mga pagpaplano. Maraming salamat po.
The manifestations of the Honorable Banlugan are duly noted. Thank you po. So, if there are no further questions, the subject for the proposed enactment of an ordinance for Mount Timparay Local Conservation Area for further study and review is now referred to the Committee on Laws, Committee on Environment, and Committee on Cultural Minorities. The Honorable Vargas for the proper motion for the lifting.
Mr. Presiding Officer, since we have already given the proper and ample time to our guests and visitors, first, we would like to thank you po sa lahat po sa inyo sa pagpunta po at pagbisita at pagbibigay ng kaliwanagan sa usapin pong ito. Mr. Presiding Officer, I move that the rules of procedure be implemented.
The suspended rules are now enforced.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may I be recognized?
Yes, the Honorable Nagutom.
Mr. Presiding Officer, I respectfully move for a minute of recess so that we can accommodate our next guest from the SBP Nauhan and award the certificate.
Recess is declared. Maraming salamat po sa ating pong bisita from proceed with item 11, reading and consideration of the journal of the previous session. Who's in charge? Sinong in charge? The Honorable Marian Marcos. Nagulat. Ginulat niya naman. Journal. Kanina pang binabasa niya yan eh.
Mr. Presiding Officer, good morning everyone.
Good morning po, you may proceed.
Secretary, due to recent event happened to the father of my LSA, medyo nagka-problema po ako sa pag-check nitong dalawang journal na to. So I'm asking for more time na ma-review po ito. Ito po may critical po ba sa journal sa dalawang to? Kailangan natin ma-adapt pa dito.
Hindi naman.
Wala po.
Hindi naman.
Baka kasi merong yan po. Please give me more time to check this.
The two journals on June 11 and June 18, 2026 is hereby deferred. Next, item 12, referral of measures and reading communications. The Honorable. Honorable. Sina Patling.
For the referral of measures. For the first item, 12.01 is a letter of the Municipal Mayor Henry Joel C. Teves to the honorable members of the Sangguniang Bayan through Vice Mayor Candido J. Melgar Jr. dated July 1, 2026, received on July 2. The subject is the endorsement of the revised organizational structure and staffing pattern of the Municipal Civil Registrar's Office.
Refer to Committee on Good Government.
Noted, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Item 12.02 is first endorsement of the Local Finance Committee received by our office on July 3, 2026. The subjects. First, annual budget of Barangay Montilago for fiscal year 2026 amounting to 4,885,548 pesos. The annual budget of Barangay Masaging, 2,947,913 pesos. The supplemental budget of Barangay Melgar B, 212,900 pesos. And the Sangguniang Kabataan annual budget of Barangay San Luis, 385,668 pesos.
For the annual budgets of Barangay Montilago and Barangay Masaging and the supplemental budget of Barangay Melgar B, refer to the Committee on Barangay Affairs and Committee on Finance through its Vice Chair.
Noted po.
And the SK annual budget of Barangay San Luis is hereby referred to the Committee on Youth and the Committee on Finance through its Vice Chair.
Next item, letter of Honorable Eric C. Alsate, Punong Barangay of Andres Ilagan, dated June 30, 2026, received on July 1st, 2026. The subject is the supplemental budget for fiscal year 2026 of Barangay Andres Ilagan amounting to 206,688 pesos.
Refer to the Committee on Finance through its Vice Chair and Committee on Barangay Affairs.
Noted, Mr. Presiding Officer.
12.04 is letter of Mr. Randy G. De Leon, President of Malvar Tourist Attraction Association, dated June 2, 2026, received on July 6, 2026. The subject is the request for accreditation of Malvar Tourist Attraction Association.
Refer to the Committee on Cooperatives and Associations and People's Organizations.
12.05 is that of Mr. Mariano Ortega, lot owner of lot number 4135 to the honorable members of the Sangguniang Bayan, dated July 1st, 2026, received on July 6, 2026. The subject is follow-up request for land reclassification of a 2.5 hectare parcel of land located in Barangay Apitong from agricultural to industrial use.
The Honorable Chair of the Committee on Land Use and Committee on Laws. Tama ba? Hindi. I-referred po sa laws.
Noted po.
Apo, noted lang po. Noted po.
That would be all. Thank you.
Thank you po. We proceed with the committee reports. Committee report number 240, series of 2026, proposed ordinance. An ordinance establishing Metro Population Development Area of the Municipality of Nauhan, Oriental Mindoro, declaring Barangay Santiago as an integral component thereof and providing guidelines for its integrated Urban Development Planning and Investment Programming. The chair of the Committee on Laws, the Honorable Michael Gregory Vargas from Barangay Mulawin and Barangay San Agustin Uno is recognized.
Maraming salamat po, Honorable Will Viray mula sa Barangay Santo Niño, Sampangit. Mr. Presiding Officer, please let me render committee report number 240-2026.
You may proceed.
Salamat po, Ginoong Tagapangulo. Mr. Presiding Officer, submitted by the Committee on Laws, Rules, Ordinances, Legal Matters, and Human Rights. Subject: Proposed ordinance titled An Ordinance Establishing the Metro Poblacion Development Area of the Municipality of Nauhan, Oriental Mindoro, and declaring Barangay Santiago as an integral component thereof, and providing guidelines for its integrated urban development, planning, and investment programming. Date, July 9, 2026. The Committee on Laws, Rules, Ordinances, Legal Matters, and Human Rights, to which the above-mentioned subject was referred to, has considered the same in a committee hearing held on July 2, 2026, and has the honor to report it back to the Sangguniang Bayan. With the following findings, Mr. Presiding Officer, number 1, pursuant to Section 16, Republic Act number 7160, otherwise known as the Local Government Code of 1991, every local government unit shall exercise the powers expressly granted to, which are essential to promote the general welfare through effective governance, sustainable development, and the efficient delivery of public service. Number 2, the proposed ordinance authored by the Honorable Candido J. Melgar Jr. seeks to establish the Metro Poblacion Development Area of the Municipality of Nauhan as entitled Framework for Integrated Urban Planning, Development, and Investment Program. Number 3, upon deliberation, the committee finds that the proposed establishment of Metro Poblacion Development Area is consistent with the planning concepts of the Special Planning Area or Urban Growth Area as recognized under the planning framework and guidelines of the Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development. Number 4, during the said hearing, it was established that Barangays Poblacion 1, Poblacion 2, Poblacion 3, and Santiago have become physically interconnected and functionally integrated, collectively serving as the municipality's central hub for administrative, commercial, institutional, and transportation services. Number 5, it was further observed that the continued concentration and expansion of government offices, commercial establishments, transport services, educational institutions, and residential developments have extended beyond the traditional population boundaries, resulting in a more comprehensive and expansive and integrated urban area. Number 6, the committee also noted that the continuing population growth, urban expansion, and increasing demand for public infrastructure and essential services underscore the necessity of a unified and strategic framework for integrated urban planning and development within the municipality of Nauhan. Number 5, it was in view of the foregoing, the committee finds that the establishment of the Metro Poblacion Development Area will provide the framework for integrating the municipality's development priorities into a comprehensive land use plan, comprehensive development plan, local development investment program, annual investment program, and other local planning and investment instrument, thereby promoting coordinated and sustainable urban development. Recommendation, Mr. Presiding Officer, to incorporate the following findings, comments, and suggestions raised during the committee deliberations into proposed ordinance and endorse the same for the second reading unto the next regular session. Submitted respectfully, Committee on Rules, Committee on Laws, Rules, Ordinances, Legal Matters, and Human Rights. By the chairperson, yours truly, Michael Gregory D. Vargas, with the concurrence of its members. Honorable Kenneth Wilson A. Viray, our Vice Chairperson. June Sarabia Bugarin, Member. Honorable Board Member Marion Francis T. Marcos, and Honorable Princess Patricia May R. Dolor. Mr. Presiding Officer, it concludes the committee report. And it concludes the committee report, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Are there any questions regarding the said committee report? Hearing none, what is the pleasure of the reporter?
Mr. Presiding Officer, respectfully move that that committee report number 240-2026 be adopted.
Committee report number 240, series of 2026 is hereby adopted. Next, the Joint Committee Report number 241, series of 2026. Proposed ordinance titled an ordinance institutionalizing an award system honoring three-term elected barangay officials of the municipality of Nauhan.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may still be recognized.
You may proceed.
Salamat po, Ginoong Tagapangulo. Joint Committee Report number 241-2026. Submitted, Committee on Laws, Rules, Ordinances, Legal Matters, and Human Rights, together with the Committee on Good Government, Public Ethics, and Accountability, Human Resources, and Oversight. Subject, Proposed Ordinance titled, An Ordinance Institutionalizing an Award System Honoring Three-Term Elected Barangay Officials of the Municipality of Nauman. Findings, Mr. Presiding Officer, number 1. On May 6, 2026, a proposed ordinance entitled An Ordinance Institutionalizing an Award System Honoring Three-Term Elected Barangay Officials of the Municipality of Nauman, authored by Honorable Michael Gregory D. Vargas, was filed and received by the Sangguniang Bayan Office of Nauman. The proposed ordinance seeks to establish an award system for the three-term elected barangay officials within the municipality in order to appropriately recognize and honor their dedication, hard work, and exemplary services in public administration. Upon deliberation, the committee noted that the proposed ordinance finds necessary legal basis under Section 16 and Section 447 of the Local Government Code of 1991, which authorized the Sangguniang Bayan to enact ordinances and adopt measures necessary to promote good governance, encourage exemplary public service, and advance the general welfare of the municipality. Meanwhile, Republic Act number 6713, otherwise known as the Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards of Public Officials and Employees, declares that public office is a public trust, and it requires all public officials and employees to uphold the highest standards and ethics, integrity, accountability, professionalism, and commitment to public service in the performance of their duties. In line with these policies, the institutionalization of an award system honoring three-term elected barangay officials of the municipality of Nauhan recognizes their sustained, exemplary, and dedicated service, while likewise promoting excellence, integrity, commitment in local governance. Among the matters discussed during the committee deliberations were the following. Section 6, a qualification of eligible barangay officials. The committee reviewed the qualifications prescribed for prospective awardees, particularly the requirement that elective barangay officials must have completed 3 full consecutive terms in office. It was likewise discussed that an awardee must not have been convicted by final judgment of any administrative or criminal offense in order to preserve the integrity and prestige of the award system. Number 7, Section 7, the schedule of awarding. The committee discussed the proposed schedule of the conferment of awards, which shall be held during the first regular session of the Sangguniang Bayan in the term ensuing the barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections. The committee agreed that the schedule is appropriate as it ensures that only officials who have successfully completed their 3 consecutive terms are recognized upon the conclusion of their elective service. Number 8, funding. The committee deliberated on the source of funds for the implementation of the proposed ordinance and agreed that the necessary appropriations for this conferment of awards, including plaques, certificates, tokens, and other incidental expenses shall be charged against the available funds of the Office of the Municipal Mayors, subject to existing budgeting, accounting, auditing laws, rules, and regulations, and availability of appropriations. Section 9, separability clause. The committee likewise reviewed the inclusion of a separability clause to ensure that should any provision or part of the proposed ordinance be declared unconstitutional, invalid, or ineffective by the court or competent jurisdiction, the remaining provisions not affected thereby shall continue to remain in full force and effect. Number 7, the committee likewise recommended the inclusion of the Department of Interior and Local Government as one of the signatories of the certificate of recognition in recognition of its mandate to exercise general supervision over local government units. In view of the foregoing, the Joint Committee finds the proposed ordinance to be legally reasonable, consistent with existing laws and public policy, and fitting measure to recognize the dedication, integrity, and exemplary public service of elective barangay officials who have faithfully completed their 3 consecutive terms in office. Recommendation to incorporate all findings, comments, and suggestions raised during the committee deliberation into proposed ordinance and endorse the same for second reading unto the next regular session. Submitted respectfully. Committee on Laws, Rules, Ordinances, Legal Matters, and Human Rights. Chairperson, Honorable Michael Gregory D. Vargas, with the concurrence of his Vice Chairperson, Honorable Kenneth Wilson A. Beray, Honorable June S. Bugarin as member, Honorable Board Member Marion Frances D. Marcos as member, and Honorable Princess Patricia May R. Dolor as member. 4, the Committee on Good Government, Public Ethics, Accountability, Human Resources, and Oversight by its chairperson, Honorable Jovet C. Ilagan, with the concurrence of its vice chairperson, Honorable Marion Frances D. Marcos, with the members, Honorable Kenneth Wilson A. Biray, Honorable Jude Sarabia Bugarin, and Honorable Michael Gregory D. Vargas. It concludes the reading of the Joint Committee Report number 241, Mr. Presiding Officer.
For the proper motion for the adoption, are there any questions regarding the Honorable Alan Balbacan?
Let us review the findings number 6, in section 7. The committee agreed that this schedule is appropriate as it ensures that only officials who have successfully completed their 3 consecutive terms recognition of their elective services. So, if official,
Okay, abot po ng isang mic.
hello, okay. I just want to clarify, Mr. Presiding, kung halimbawa po na hindi, na-elect siya as 3 terms siyang na-elect, pero hindi niya natapos yung pa-third term niya, kasi ano po, kailangan kompleto na third term. Kagaya po na nangyari sa akin, I was elected 3 times in the barangay, but I was accelerated as a Sangguniang Bayan member. So hindi ko po natapos yung 3 term ko.
The Honorable Michael Gregory Vargas is allowed to answer.
Actually po, the initial deliberations during the committee hearing is that the elected public official should have served 3 completed and consecutive terms. So siguro po ang magkakatalo lang dito ay yung definition ng serve. Kasi po let's refer po to the COMELEC if an accelerated government official is considered to have served the full term of his office. Now, if the comment of the COMELEC is against the said interpretation, the proper interpretation to be done is that the public elected barangay official should have served. So, yun po yun. Kung we will be strict with the definition po, kung na-accelerate po siya, hindi niya po natapos yung buong term niya.
So the for clarification, the intent is 3 full terms.
3 full terms.
Why not ilagay na lang po natin dito na 3 consecutive full terms.
3 consecutive full term.
Tama.
For-
3 full consecutive
3
consecutive full term.
3 full consecutive.
3 full consecutive terms. Para hindi tayo malito sa implementation. Thank you po, Honorable Alan Balbacal. Any further questions? Question from the chair. Ano po? Section 6. Though ako din naman nagpalagay nito, yung convicted by final judgment. It pertains to criminal offenses. But when it comes to administrative, ito ay ano lang po, found guilty ng by final judgment. Hindi po convicted ang term. Kapag, Apo, hindi po for...
Please correct the said
And section 6 po yan. And another one, number 7, the committee likewise recommended the inclusion of the Department of Interior Local Government. Sino po particular? From the region, from the municipality or national?
to be particular rather. Sorry po, at parang may bubulong pa sa akin eh. To be particular, let's correct this provision and determine the particular person as the DILG MLGOO.
Yung MLGOO na lang po. Honorable Balbacal.
Consider yung po isa
Wala po. Ay.
na
From the definition itself, yung 3 full consecutive terms ay ibig sabihin hindi niya na po na kumpleto ng buo kapag may suspended, pag may interruption. Yun po. Siguro ilagay din natin sa definition of terms kung ano yung 3 full consecutive terms. Ano po, para mas malinaw na lang doon sa ordinance. Yeah. Thank you po, Honorable Balbacal. Any other questions? Hearing none, what is the pleasure of the reporter?
Mr. Presiding Officer, respectfully requested and I respectfully move for the adoption of this committee report.
There's a motion for the adoption of the committee report number 241, series of 2026. Are there any objections? Hearing none, the motion is carried.
Maraming salamat po, Ginoong Tagapag.
Next, committee report number 242, series of 2026, the grant of tricycle franchise of Mr. Orlando K. Alcaraz. The Honorable Marion Francis Marcos, Secretary.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Committee on Transportation, render committee report number 242-2026, subject of which is request for the grant of tricycle franchise of Mr. Orlando K. Alcaraz. And Mr. Presiding Officer, may I just read the recommendatory portion because the applicant had complied with all the requirements for applying this grant of tricycle franchise.
May we continue po?
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Finding the above document complete and in order, the committee deems it proper to allow this application be granted a tricycle franchise valid for a period of 5 years. Therefore, the committee recommends to pass a resolution granting one tricycle franchise to Mr. Orlando K. Alcaraz, valid for a period of 5 years pursuant to the Municipal Ordinance Number 169,
series of 2025, respectively submitted by yours truly, together with Councilor Dibilia, Bugarin, Balbacal, and Vargas. Move for adoption.
Before the adoption, are there any questions? Hearing none, the committee report number 242 series of 2026 or the request for the grant of tricycle franchise of Mr. Orlando K. Alcaraz without objection is now, the committee report is now adopted.
I request Chairperson of the Committee that this subject matter be included in the final expectation.
Mr. Presiding Officer, upon the
The grant of tricycle franchise of Mr. Orlando K. Alcaraz is included in the calendar of business as item 14.01. Any verbal committee reports? Kung wala po, let us proceed with the calendar of business. Item 14.01. Again, the Honorable Marion Francis Marcos.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Now open for interpellation, if there is any.
The sponsor is now open for interpellation. Any questions, clarifications? Hearing none, what is the pleasure of the sponsor?
Propose a period of interpellation, Mr. Presiding Officer.
The period of interpellation is hereby closed.
Thank you. If there are no more questions, I'm to pass a resolution granting one tricycle franchise to Mr. Orlando K. Alcaraz, valid for a period of 5 years pursuant to Municipal Ordinance number 169, series of 25. Pass and approve.
There's a motion for the approval of a resolution granting tricycle franchise of Mr. Orlando K. Alcaraz. Any second? Seconded by all members present. The resolution granting authority to the Municipal Mayor Henry Joel C. Teves to grant tricycle franchise of Mr. Orlando K. Alcaraz is hereby approved. Kung wala na po, other matters, and before we proceed, siguro paunahin natin yung secretariat. Ano muna yung mga scheduled?
Good morning, everyone. Up for the schedule of committee hearing today, July 9, 2026. Ang una po, referred to Committee on Laws and Public Works, the request for authority to enter into deed of use of rock with Rotary Club of Downtown Calapan.
1 p.m.?
1 p.m.
May invited guests? May invited? Wala. Pwede po.
After session. Sige
After
po.
session, maaga pa naman.
So, Committee on Laws and Public Works. Next po is the Committee on Laws and Education, the MOA with PINSU regarding construction of multipurpose building for Project Enrich and Program Enrich 2.0.
Wala din po ang invited
Wala
guests.
din po
So,
invited
lahat po
guests.
yan. Walang invited
Wala
guests.
pong invited
Tuloy-tuloy
guests.
lang tayo.
Yes
Po. Next.
Next po, after the MOA with MINSU is the proposed ordinance, the establishment and operationalization of 2 municipal service centers or municipio. Committee on Laws and Good Government. After, wala rin po. And then, next po is consultation ng free maintenance and medicines for indigent senior citizens, Committee on Laws and Public Health, and then the consultation on smoke and vape free ordinance, Committee on Laws and Public
Okay,
Health.
yan po scheduled for today. Ano pong baka may karagdagan? The Honorable Joffrey Dilagan? Council Joffrey Dilagan mo na po, then the Honorable John Bugarin. Sige po, nagkasundo naman ata sila. Paunahin na lang kung ano po. The Honorable John Bugarin and then the SK Kent.
Yung 12.05 po na follow-up request for reclassification, I think referred to the Committee on Rules and the Land Use. So, baka pwedeng Madam Gina, ano po ba yung
Kasi July na. Kasi dati, June 30. July na.
so ito po ba ay kasi reclassification dapat yung owner. But ano po, binago na?
Binago.
So siguro, kung may time po tayo this afternoon, Mr. Sa Committee on Rules, since na-hear natin ito before, ano po ang tingin natin dito na magawa nating mag-committee ulit this afternoon or reset for?
So, paliwanag naman po sa Ruling Committee at nakalagay po sa committee report na mag-comply po muna sila sa requirements before natin ibigay.
Okay, so sa land use po, specifically, nabanggit ko ito dati, na supposed to be dapat hindi pa kasama dito yung applicant doon sa lote nila kasi pinag-usapan ay doon sa reclassification of land. So supposed to be, tama po yun, na doon naman sa nagdaan naman na ginawa natin, hindi natin kausap dito yung nagre-renta eh. Ang kausap natin dito ay yung may-ari ng lupa. Kasi sila po yung nag-apply for reclassification. Kung sa ibang, kung meron mang nag-a-apply, ay that is another story. Ano po, ayun ang tingin po rin po dito. Okay, so since na-refer po ito again sa Committee ng Rules at saka ng Land Use, so with the same statement, request muna natin yung mga dokumento na kailangan for land reclassification and ipaabot po natin sa kanila. So with the help of the Secretary siguro, Mr. Chair, na mapadalhan ng ganun po ba? Paabot natin na
Sige po, with the indulgence of both chairs, may we authorize the secretary po to coordinate with the owner. Yun pong owner mismo ng lot. And then, tsaka po ninyo schedule sa hearing para tuloy-tuloy na po at hindi naman napipending sa atin.
sige po.
Sige po, another schedule, the Honorable Kent Nagutom. Next session? Next session, hindi po tayo Thursday. Ang sa pagkakaalam ko po hindi po ako magde-decide. Parang hindi po tayo Thursday kasi sa pagkakaalam ko din po ay meron pong municipio anniversary sa Inarawan ay base po sa sinabi ni Vice ay hapon daw po tayo July 13, 2 p.m. sa municipio Inarawan.
After session din po, mabilis na ako kung inarawan niyo po lahat ng San Luis, Alba,
Oh. Thursday. Thursday 1 p.m. Yung next Thursday. Why not before session? Oo. Kung anong gusto ng buddy. Opo.
Tayo po ng next.
Mr. Chair,
Opo.
hindi po tayo pwedeng mag-committee hearing doon sa July 30 ng umaga kasi meron po yung parlor games ay kasali po ang mga SK. Dahil sa bawat laro po ay merong SK na kasali.
Okay.
Hindi po pwede.
So ano pong mas mainam na schedule? After? Pwede po bang after? Session?
After session. Ay, walang problema kung kaya natin. Kasi 5 o'clock mag-start ang district na.
Okay. Sige po. Siguro naman na yung maaga din naman tayo matatapos. Since ngayon ay Thursday na, walang pasok ng Friday, ano pang communication ang itatakil natin sa Monday? Monday is 13 naman?
Monday yun.
Meron. Ayun, meron naman pala. So, siguro hindi naman ganun katagalan ng session.
Pwede yan after session.
Hindi after
Okay.
na lang kay SK. And then next week, 1 p.m. yung mga kalinisan. Okay po. Okay, meron pa po. Sige po, kung wala na po, ay ako muna. Next week, hindi natin po pwede yung, kasi medyo yung schedule natin next week. Siguro next week din, July 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Kailan nyo po gusto yung pong Montelago at Masaging? Sabay po ito. Sabay po ito. Afternoon siguro ang Montelago. Palayo muna tayo. Masaging muna. Then, bukas. May may bagyo ba? May bagyo po may bagyo. Hindi, wala na po yun. Wala na po yun. Next week. Kasi may bagyo po ngayon, baka bukas, hindi natin alam. Baka biglang maulan. O ano man. 21 members. Sige po, 21 daw. Sabi nung Meron. Sabi nung Meron, 21. Pwede tayong mag-invite ng basketball. Saan nyo po, kano nyo pong gusto? Umaga ng Masaging o hapon ng... Sa Montelago, hindi talaga makakalaro. Ano? Kasi sa Tigbaw. Okay. Sige, tanungin din. Kaya yun. Mayayabang kayo. Ayun. Montelago daw morning. And then 1 p.m. tayo ng packet ng Masaging. By land na lang tayo.
Ating colleague na baka mo naman
Ay, huwag na nakakaya. Nakakaya
Bakit
naman
yung
yun.
pinagbigyan?
Oo, kaya nga. Baka magtampo eh. So, July 21, 8. Alis tayo ng 7:38. 7:30. Alis ba tayo 7:30? Oo. Sa ano na po tayo? Anong sasakyan natin? Hirap na lang tayo. Hindi pa pwede yung bandol. Yung pamasaging po ay medyo mahirap. Sa bagay, nakakakit nga doon yung GSM nila, no? Ayun po, 8 a.m. and then 1 p.m. 8 a.m. Montelago, 1 p.m. Masaging. Oh. Sige, alis po tayo na maaga. Mga 7, aalis na tayo. para mga 8, nandun na po tayo. May hearing na 2 oras, konting kwentuhan. Mga 11, mga ganun. 11 po tayo makarating ng Masagi. Ari, nakarating. Ayos, pass. Ha? Okay, alis tayo ng 7 a.m. Dito tayo sa munisipyo magmumula. 7 a.m. Sama-sama na po ha, para ano. Kung at least mga 2 sasakyan kung kaya. Ay, nandun ng Porsche, di ba? Mainit. Mainit. Sige, kaya. Biglang nagtita. Sige po, kung wala na po. Na. Dito, Santiago po. 6:30 ng umaga. Ng hapon, ng gabi. Okay. Sige po, kung wala na po, let us request the Honorable Marian Marcos for the closing prayer.
Let's put ourselves again in the holy presence of God. Anak, Espiritu Santo, Amen. Naman, maraming salamat po sa binigay niyo pong pagkakataon kami magka-tipo para sa pagdaraos ng sesyon ito at mag-usapan at may pasa ang mga dapat namin pasa para sa aming bayan. Tuloy niyo kaming gabayan, ang aming pag-uwi at sana po ay lahat niyo kaming natatawarin sa aming mga pagkukulang. At po ay niyo pong bigyan ng magandang kalusugan. Kaya pang-isipan dahil po ito hinihiling namin sa ngalan ni Jesus. Amen.
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 Motion to adjourn. Motion of the Honorable Christian Kent Nagutom, the 51st regular session of the 28th Sangguniang Bayan of Nauhan is hereby adjourned.